let's talk about some very useful phrases that you can use when you want to share your opinion. And I think this lesson is really important because you want to have a little bit of language variety when it comes to your speaking fluency. And I think sharing your opinion is something that we often do in just everyday conversation. So the first two phrases that I want to talk to you about are I think and I believe. These are two very common phrases that people use when expressing their opinions. One thing I will say is that it's a little more common to use I think. We know this because, well, you can see it right there on the graph. And throughout the lesson, I am going to reference Google Ngram Viewer, which displays a graph showing how frequently phrases occur in a corpus of books. And this is good because it allows us to compare different phrases like I think and I believe. The one thing I want you to keep in mind is that this is taken from writing and spoken English. It is a little different. It's more informal, but this will still give us a general idea. Now, you may be thinking, I know these verbs. This is easy. I use I think and I believe all the time. So let me teach you something that maybe you did not know about these verbs. Both think and believe may be followed by a that clause, which would be your direct object. I think that she's away on vacation. Some people believe that we are not alone in the universe. You should know using that is optional, but you're more likely to use it with believe. And this is because think is more of a reporting verb, so in informal spoken English, it's often dropped. I think she's away on vacation. Now, believe, it's more referring to your mental process, so you're likely to follow it with a that clause. Some people believe that we are not alone in the universe. And we can also add emphasis to these phrases using adverbs. And then it's like we have an adverb-verb collocation. And that does not mean that you're always going to use the same adverbs with both think and believe. So let me give you some collocations with these verbs. You could say, I truly believe, or I firmly believe, or even I strongly believe that you should hit the like button. Okay, that's just my opinion. All right? If we're talking about think, I could say, well, I honestly think, or I really think, or I definitely think you should subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. That way I can become your teacher. My name is Wes, the channel Interactive English. It's all about trying to help you reach your fluency goals. And in my opinion, this is the best place to do just that. And well, right there, that is the next phrase that I want to talk to you about, in my opinion. And this is another very common phrase that people will use in both formal and informal situations. So it's a great phrase to use if you are in a meeting or giving a presentation. It's simple, it's clear, it's easy to understand. And I think most people would use this adverb phrase at the beginning of a statement when they're getting ready to introduce their opinion. So how does this affect spoken English? It's going to create a separate thought group, which means there's going to be a short pause. Just listen. In my opinion, the moon is made of cheese. In my opinion, socks and sandals are a great combination. In my opinion, you should check out my speaking course. So you should hear those slight pauses right after I say, in my opinion. And that last one is true. In my opinion, you should check out my speaking course. I truly believe that it will help you practice and improve your speaking skills. And I definitely think you should click on the link below because when you do, you will find a special discount just for you. The course is all about helping you speak confidently, speak clearly, and speak naturally. Each week there is a different speaking topic. You will learn vocabulary related to that topic. We do engaging speaking activities. We warm up each lesson with pronunciation or connected speech. There are also pronunciation video lessons included in the course. In addition, I will teach you some of the language nuances like when to use certain words and phrases. Just click on the link below if you'd like to sign up or learn more about the course. And yeah, I hope to speak to you soon. In my honest opinion, you will love it. And that's what I want to talk to you about now. I want to use a couple of adjectives to create some more collocations. In my honest opinion and in my humble opinion. So once again, we're adding emphasis. And if you say, in my honest opinion, You're just directly telling the person that you're trying to be honest, you're trying to be sincere. In my honest opinion, you are an amazing person. I think it's wonderful that we all hear that from time to time. That's just my honest opinion. Okay, so maybe you noticed I used the phrase once at the beginning to introduce my opinion, and then I used it again, but this time at the end of a statement. That is just my honest opinion. So you can use either of these phrases at the beginning or the end of a statement. And then when you say, in my humble opinion, well, then you're telling someone that you're not trying to be proud, you're just sharing your thoughts. And I think you may often use this one when you want to express an opinion that, well, is not rude, but perhaps it could be difficult to share. I have had people share their opinions about, well, some of these lessons. And previously somebody said, you know, you should get a new microphone because your audio isn't that great. Now, I can take this opinion and soften it up a little bit and say, in my humble opinion, you should get a new microphone because the audio isn't that great. All right, it's a little more, it's just easier to take in when somebody says, look, in my humble opinion, I'm not trying to be too proud. And I took that person's advice, and that's why I bought this, well, this nice lavalier mic. Then we have, I'm of the opinion. This is another phrase that you can use that has the word opinion, but it's just not as frequently used, because to be of the opinion is really a much more formal way of saying I think or I believe. And as you can see, when we compare this phrase with in my opinion, it's just a lot more common to say in my opinion. Still, it's good to get a little language variety and make all of these phrases a part of your speaking vocabulary. One thing I'll say about this phrase is that you will follow it with a that clause. So I could say, I'm of the opinion that you should watch another video lesson. And I'm not telling you what to do, that's just my humble opinion. Next is the phrase, in my view. And this really just means the same thing as in my opinion. It's not as commonly used, and you can see right there over the years it's been close and the battle is still raging. But in my honest opinion, and this is really my honest opinion, I think if somebody says in my view, it just sounds a little more formal than saying in my opinion. However, you can use this in any situation. Now, we just talked about getting a little language variety because in my view, it's important to use different phrases when expressing your opinion. You don't want to continuously say the same thing over and over. And I firmly believe that. Okay? The next one is from my point of view. And this just refers to the way that you see a situation, you know, your point of view. Now, I will say to be careful with these prepositions, in and from, because I have heard some learners confuse these and they may say from my view or in my point of view. So if we're just talking about someone's view, use in my view. If we're talking about point of view, use from my point of view. So point of view, from. Point of view, from. Point of view, from. If I say it enough times, I think it's just going to sink in, and you'll say, yes, from my point of view. Now, you can use this phrase to introduce your opinion, but I think often people will use it at the end of a sentence and say something like, try to see things from my point of view. You know, try to understand my opinion about the situation. And in my view, I think some people have difficulty seeing things from other people's point of view. And I was just trying to use both of them right there. And then there's as far as I'm concerned. I like this one and I use it every now and then. It's another way to introduce your opinion, especially when somebody asks you a question or they just want to know your thoughts. Also, I really think that it slightly emphasizes your opinion about something. Like if somebody says, well, why are you leaving the meeting? As far as I'm concerned, this meeting is over. Or what should I wear to the interview? As far as I'm concerned, you should dress to impress. Or should we wait for her to get here? We told her to be here at 7 o'clock, so as far as I'm concerned, we should go ahead and start eating. So in each of those examples, it's like I'm slightly emphasizing my opinion about this situation. And in my view, you should continue to build your vocabulary and learn new phrases because it's all going to help your overall fluency. And I truly believe that you will be able to use these phrases because quite often we want to share our thoughts and opinions with others. And of course, I am of the opinion that if you learn something new, you should hit that like button. And that's just my humble opinion. And you may be thinking, how long is this charade going to last? And Wes just keeps saying these phrases and using them and reviewing. And if that were your question, then I would say, yeah, as far as I'm concerned, we need to wrap this lesson up. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned some new phrases. Remember to check out that link below if you'd like to learn more about my speaking course, and I will see you next time. So long.